So, what have you done in your life? What's something new that you've done in your life that changed your life? I said this at Mass last night, and I heard one guy under his breath say, I got married. And I'm like, right. And for me, the thing that I did, something new that changed my life, was going into the priesthood. For him, it was marriage, these big things. And for me, was going into the seminary, and I think about that and how tenuous that was for me. I was excited about going in to the seminary. The ingredients for excitement and exhilaration is fun and fear. Going on a roller coaster, right? It's like, this is going to be fun, but it's kind of scary, and that makes it exciting and exhilarating. And for me, it was exhilarating, and I wanted to give my life to God. That's what I wanted to do, And that I experienced God. I prayed that prayer that I told you about, where are you, God? And I prayed that prayer many times, and I experienced times where God was speaking to me, not saying it was a lightning bolt. It was pretty subtle, but it was, I believe, God speaking to me. And so I really felt God was there. And I really felt that God loved me, and I wanted to give my life to God. But I wasn't sure, what would that be? Would that be marriage, or would that be the single life as a priest? And the more I prayed over it, the more it felt in my life that I was being called to the priesthood. I look at my life, and it seemed to match up with what I wanted to do with my life, that I wanted to work directly with my faith and all that. However, I remember those days. I said it was tenuous. I went in the seminary, and I can remember that first weekend, and there with the priest, one of the leaders of the seminary, and he immediately took us on a retreat, and I can remember being on that retreat, and one moment feeling really brave and I can do this, and the next moment full of fear, I can't do this. And I can remember in particular one night, just sitting. We went out to the country for the retreat, and sitting on a bench and just holding myself, just so scared, of what is this going to be like, and how am I going to do this for the rest of my life? I'll tell you the secret at the end. But when, just thinking about that, and there were definitely times where I felt like I was sinking. It was a lot like walking on water, and that I had gotten out of the boat, and all these fears of what other people thought. And I thought, this is so scary. I'm giving up my life to God. I'm going to lose all my friends, and I'm going to have to work and just do nothing but nonstop work, building the faith, and I'm never going to have any fun. And I realized that wasn't God saying those things. I did lose some friends. They didn't accept what I was doing. But in the long run, I gained so many friends and continue to this day. And then, I found God is not a slave driver. He wants us to have at least one day off a week, despite what other people want me to do. And to at least have some fun each day. I always try to make it a point that I got something to look forward to. I just, not that I didn't have to let go of things, and not that it wasn't hard. It was hard. There were things that were tough to let go of. And there were times where I was over my head. That was over my head. I was just sinking. And times that I left the seminary for a couple of years. But that experience was so much like walking on water. And today we hear about Peter. And I want to say that Peter gets a bad rap. He very much gets a bad rap. Because Peter, as I recall, is the only one who says, "Lord, call me if you are the one walking on water. Call me out of the boat to walk on water." He's the only one who said that. He's the only one who tried to do it. The only one. He gets a bad rap. "O ye of little faith." What about the other 11 clowns in the boat that didn't do anything? But Peter is doing, walking on water is a metaphor for doing something new in our life. And how God calls us to do new things in our life, to change our life for the better. How God is calling us out of the boat. He's calling us to take a step out of the boat. What everybody else is doing, let's not worry about them. And yes, we're probably going to sink. At times we're going to fail. But Jesus is going to be there to catch us. So is it time to get out of the boat? I want to challenge you with one thing. Now, maybe some of you are doing this already, which is very, very good. But if you're not, I want to challenge you to take a step out of the boat. I want to challenge you to give your life to God if you haven't done that. That's what it means to be a Christian, is to give our life to God. We are really not Christians. We are really not Christians if we're not giving our life to God. And I bring this up because I know many of us come to church and it's like, it's our duty, it's the seventh day, I'll give a couple hours to God, and then I'll go back to doing my own life. No. We are called to truly give, to turn our life over to God, to put God first in our life. Even when it comes to our spouse, we are to put God first. I'm not saying to end your marriage. By no means. You made a commitment, and unless it's abusive, you need to stay in that marriage. You need to work on it. And when you find out if you're not putting God first and you're putting other relationships first, and not saying that you don't make your relationships, you don't make priority for your relationships, you do. But God's got to come first. And if you don't put God first, you know what happens? Codependency. And you start making bad choices, not putting God first. And I got to say, it is one of the most exhilarating things in life to do that. I know it's scary getting out of the boat. Everybody else is sitting in the boat. They're not doing it. Don't rock the boat. They're telling you that even, But let's not worry about those people. Oh, they're going to call us Jesus freaks or whatever, One of the greatest things we can do in our life, most exciting things is to give our life to God. And a challenge to do that. And it does mean we're going to have to give up things. You know. What is it? Maybe right now we feel like, well, I am giving my life up to God. Really? Are you putting God first when it comes to your money? Are you doing that? Are you putting God first when it comes to the poor? Are you doing that? Are you putting God first when it comes to your work? Are you building up the kingdom or are you tearing it down? I know that's really scary when I say that about our work, because that's our means. But maybe we're called to something else. These are all the ways that God challenges us to give everything to Him. And maybe about letting go of addictions, how we put alcohol or drugs or other things. Jesus is there to catch us. And we see Jesus in people that have gone through it and let go of those other things, be it money or be it an addiction. People who've done it and can show us how to do it. Those are the people we want to turn to that can catch us. Let me tell you what the secret is. It may seem very daunting to do this. The secret is just for one day. Just for one day. Can you give yourself to God? Just for the next 24 hours. Don't worry about later on and how it was so daunting to me. That was probably, I got to do this the rest of my life. No. Let's just focus on the next 24 hours. To be that, what is that prayer? What do you want me to do, God, today? What do you want me to do today, God? How can I be of service? I can't help about the one song, thinking of the one song. We can be heroes just for one day. I love that song. Just to do that. Let's just focus on today, and then tomorrow we'll do it again. One day at a time. Is it time for you to get out of the boat? You could be a hero.